During my last semester of community college, I needed to take an elective to transfer into university, and the elective I decided to take was Chinese. A little bit about me, I myself actually am Chinese, but the dialect I grew up speaking is Cantonese. I never really learned Mandarin, which is the more common Chinese dialect and the one that is usually taught in schools. On the first day of class, I walked into the classroom and saw Kathy for the first time. I only got a slight glimpse of her before I sat down, but from that glimpse, I could guess that she was pretty. The first lesson we learned was the very basics. 你好，我叫 Brandon. 你叫什么名字? Which pretty much means, hi, I'm Brandon. What's your name? Now, if you couldn't tell, my accent is terrible. But as terrible as it is now, back when I was learning it for the first time, it was absolutely atrocious. 我叫 Brandon. 你叫什么名字? I remember feeling like the most un-Chinese Chinese person in the world. But this was a blessing in disguise because our teacher had us practice with the people around us and help one another. I turned around and was super hesitant to give it a try with my super American accent, but that was when...
Hey, do you need help?
Yeah.
Here, try to say it after me. 我叫 Kathy. 你叫什么名字?
我叫 Brandon.
叫 Yeah, just like that.
我叫 Brandon. 你叫什么名字? After we practiced saying it a few more times, we got to know each other a bit more, and before we knew it, class came to an end. A few days later, I was on campus killing time before my next class, and we ended up seeing each other. We spoke a little bit, and I asked for her number, and that was the start of a beautiful friendship. Hi.
You actually sent them?
Do you want more?
No, I have enough friends that do this to me. Just kidding, I have no friends.
Well, now you have one.
I'm guessing I'll have to deal with that now, don't I?
Another blessing in disguise was our Chinese homework. For one part, you would have to partner up with someone and write a dialogue. Guess who I did my dialogue with? I don't think I've ever been more excited to do homework in my life. You know, it gave me another reason to text her. During one of our text conversations over the next few days, we were talking about donuts.
Donuts are good too.
I actually don't really like donuts.
What? Too sweet?
Not sure. I just never really thought much of them. I like bagels more.
Yeah, I really need to try it.
Want to go get some after class?
After Chinese?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Just as long as I make it back to class.
When I got that text, I was the happiest person in the world. I was going to get bagels with the girl that I thought was the prettiest girl in the world. Fast forward to bagel day, we saw each other in Chinese class, and when class ended, I was ready to get bagels with the prettiest girl in the world.
Are we gonna go right now?
Yeah, I can drive us. And we went to get bagels. She got a blueberry bagel or something like that, and I remember I got 2 everything bagels with onion and chives. This was our first time hanging out outside of class, and it was really nice to get to know her more. She told me about the guy she had a crush on last semester, and I told her about my obsession with phones at the time. As nervous as I was, it really felt like I was becoming closer friends with her.
Yeah, I moved here recently. I've been here for like 2 years, I think.
I think my favorite group right now is A-Pink.
Yeah, I actually speak Mandarin with my parents, so the class is pretty easy.
After about an hour or so, I had to take Kathy back to campus since she had another class. From there, our relationship grew even closer, and I began to text her like I would with my other friends. We would hang out outside of school with other people from class, and over the next few months, she genuinely became one of my closest friends. At the same time, my feelings for her grew, until I decided I was going to tell her. One day we went hiking to see these poppy flowers that were in season. It was me, Kathy, and one of our other friends from Chinese class. I picked up Kathy from her house and then picked up our other friend. On our way to the canyon, we got some food, and after we ate, we went to see those poppy flowers. It was actually a lot of fun, and in the back of my head, all I could think about was how pretty Kathy looked. She got some pictures, but it was scorching hot, so we decided to call it after a while and get something cold to put into our systems. We went to get frozen yogurt, and that was actually my first time ever having it. On our drive back home, our friend fell asleep in the back seat, so it was just Kathy and I in the front. I don't remember a lot of the conversation since it was so long ago, but I do remember small moments where we talked about relationships. So, have you seen that guy from last semester again?
No, I'll probably never see him again.
No, you'll probably see him.
What about you? You never told me about the girl you like.
Oh, her? Yeah, she's pretty cool.
Are you gonna confess?
I'm not sure, but if I do, there's one thing I thought about when it comes to confessing.
And what's that?
That when you confess, you have to be confident. When you're confident, it makes the situation better for both people, even if you get turned down. When you're shy about it, it makes them feel kind of bad, and it makes things awkward. After some more time passed, we dropped our friend off, and I drove to Kathy's to drop her off as well.
Oh, I'm actually gonna go to the mall and buy makeup before I drive up later to see my friends. If you wanna come too?
Oh, yeah, I'm down. After we got to Kathy's, she drove us in her car to the mall, and all I could think about was telling her my feelings. We only spent a little bit of time there since she only needed to get a few items, and when we got back to her house, we said bye and I prepared to leave. She went inside and I sat in my car. I can still confess to her. After we had this amazing day together, today would be the perfect day to tell her. I can call her and ask her to come back out. And that's what I did.
Hello?
Hey Kathy, can you come back out? My GPS is acting up and I need to see the directions to get back to my house.
Yeah, of course.
My heart pounded as the next minute passed, and then she came back out. With all the courage I had, I approached her, and then